Hey guys, we're back. I'm Shane.
Zach.
We're back with Star Wars Rebels, Season 1, Episode 15, the finale. Zach, we're finally on the finale. It doesn't feel like we've been reacting to this very long, has it?
No, it doesn't. Yeah, it's short, and because we don't get to record them consecutively.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't happen very often.
It feels like this fun thing we do every once in a while.
Every once in a while we happen to be like, oh yeah, we need a Rebels, and then we do it, and...
Well, it's funny because...
It's not grueling, because we don't do it 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah, and it's not like...
So it doesn't feel long, it just feels forgotten.
The lows aren't crushing, and even the highs aren't overwhelming.
Yeah.
You know? And now, because we just finished Andor, this show fills out Andor in a way, which you'll see later.
It's nice to have the backdrop, because I've been reading Star Wars Catalyst.
Yeah.
I picked it up a long time ago and kind of snubbed it, and not really for any reason other than I just didn't feel like reading.
Mm-hmm.
I picked it up again, and I've been reading it and got much farther, and it's really enjoyable. And like I said, we just finished Andor.
Yeah.
So filling in those pieces in the, the end of the Republic, the transition into the Empire.
Yeah.
Those years building up to the Battle of Yavin, and these components, these characters that exist. It's very cool. In this show, for instance, I'm very much looking forward to seeing Saul. I know it probably doesn't happen for a while, but yeah.
He's in it.
Yeah, I knew he was in it. But
I'll tell you what.
Look forward to seeing those moments with him.
I wouldn't expect some like speech like he gives Wilhelm.
Oh no, which I know that speech is built on years of his character being around, and developed, and where people could kind of hone and sculpt his mind, his perspective.
That might have been the best moment
that came out.
That to me, that might have been like the Luthen level speech moment. Although
was.
Mons was good for a different reason.
Mons was good because of
and it connects with this show.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, before we jump into the finale, leave a comment down below. Tell us what you think. Say hi to Zach and his first run through this. And we're going to jump in. So go to our Patreon to check out our full-length uncut reactions and 4 weeks early access. Let's go.
We have an intruder on the north side, Sector 9. Artist is back.
That's you, Zach.
It's like graffiti artists for this color.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I know one thing they were thinking of is like in some of these in like Soviet Russia, there was graffiti that was against the regime, and they were trying to kill these guys. Mm-hmm. So I feel like they'd be able to hit her real well on top of that.
It's not one of us, guys. It's not one of us.
Not again. Everyone evacuate!
That thing falls down like 2 books.
I know.
The transport you stole will get us close to the fleet over Mustafar. We know they have Kanan on Tarkin's Star Destroyer.
It's surrounded by a bunch of other Star Destroyers.
We need something small enough to get into that hangar bay. Too bad we blew up all the ties at that base.
Well, there is one left. The tie we stole a while back, we didn't exactly crash.
And by didn't exactly, you mean?
We didn't crash. There's a slight problem with it.
What kind of problem?
Yeah, what kind of problem?
You probably painted it.
Okay.
I thought you were supposed to be the sane one. This whole plan is as crazy as those colors.
Maybe you're right. Kanan is family, and we've all lost enough family to the Empire. So rescuing him makes sense to me.
She has such a hot face.
But what about that?
Well, no time to fix it. Besides, the Imperials will only scan it. By the time the Imperials see it...
That's a cool shot.
Yeah. Sound like Anakin a little bit.
Your precious crew. Codename Fulcrum. I know nothing of a larger rebellion.
Such heroic nonsense.
How did you survive Order 66?
We saw that.
It was your master, Vilaba, who laid down her life for yours. Do you remember her last word to you? What was her last
You remember?
word to you?
No.
Run.
Well, that's
Yeah. And then they showed that in the Bad Batch.
yeah.
You're even afraid of your own power. You don't have the courage to wear your full saber out in the open. You couldn't save your master then, and you can't save your followers now.
Here goes nothing.
That's That's a cool little background there.
It is.
Ezra,
There is a
is he
command
there?
deck.
Yeah.
He's alive.
Sending codes.
Chop, send in Sabine's present.
That's not regulation. I kind of like it.
EMP.
Yeah.
So predictable.
Keep the engine running.
Mexico?
What?
According to Diego Luna, Little Arthur. It's an R2 with Arthur. They call him Little Arthur.
As soon as we miss an interval, they send reinforcements. And that interval is up now.
On a ship this big, it'll take them a while to find us.
Drop your weapons. Hands up.
It's a guy right by the door.
Yeah.
Pretty clever, kid. So what's next?
Sabine could probably fit in there too.
Yeah.
And Hera. Honestly, it's just Zeb.
Yeah.
Couldn't fit.
I like to think that.
This is Fulcrum. Who is this?
One of those.
Turns out you taught me pretty well.
You shouldn't have come here.
You would have done the same for me.
Hope Ezra's found Kanan by
Fucking
now.
fish in a barrel, man.
Roger.
Darth Maul. What the fuck? He's doing pretty well for a guy that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah. I didn't catch it.
A fight that might be worthy of my time.
Kind of dances with it.
I noticed that right when you did.
Fucking bicycle kick. Liu Kang.
Yeah. Don't remember that.
Dual wielding.
Because I have nothing left to fear.
I think I have an alternate plan.
All right.
Here's part one.
Okay. Thought I was gonna knock them out. I'm like, dude, they got filters on their masks, but alright.
Ezra, we're finding another way out. Ezra, can you hear me?
What is that, like 20 feet? Oh, that was.
Yeah.
Sometimes you see a move and it makes the whole thing worth it. You know what I mean?
The theme.
Yeah.
Balls. Oh shit.
Damn these Imperial designs, you know? They have like this one little point.
You have no idea what you've unleashed here today. There are some things far more frightening than death.
So is this after Obi-Wan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like 7-8 years after.
Okay.
What do you think is more frightening than death to him?
So you Vader.
Yeah.
More pep in your step there.
That's what I'm saying.
Cochise is,
There's damage to the power core. The hyperdrive's overheating. Can't hold the ship. We need to evacuate.
We are not leaving without you and Kanan.
You just listen to the kid. Don't worry. You take care of Zevins and me. I'll get him out of here. Trust me.
It is interesting that they're just on those flat pieces.
The wings, or
Yeah.
whatever you want to call those things.
Send a signal so we can link up for hyperspace. Do you read? Chopper's not answering.
The Inquisitor's time.
Well, we know he's not gonna use it.
You know what, kid? You worry me sometimes.
It's like kind of morbid.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Can't believe that bucket of bolts abandoned us.
So I know Mustafar actually has like a sizable portion of the whole Imperial military garrison on Mustafar.
Just the Vader's disposal.
Yeah.
Chopper.
I thought they were all Death Troopers too.
Who is that?
I don't know, but I think they're on our side.
The rebels have escaped, sir. If Chopper was in this transport ship, then who was flying the Ghost?
Hey, look at this.
I don't recognize these people on the ramp. White skin.
Hello, my friend. It is good to see you again.
I don't understand. I met you once, for a few moments. I don't even know your name.
His name is Senator Bail Organa.
Members of other rebel cells.
There are other cells.
Wait, did you know we were a cell?
No.
We weren't supposed to meet. That way, if captured, we couldn't reveal the other rebels to the Empire. That was the protocol.
Protocol has changed.
Oh, is that the...
Fulcrum.
Oh, but damn.
Ahsoka.
Yeah.
My
Isn't that
name
cool?
is Ahsoka Tano.
Why did you come here?
Because of you. You gave them hope in their darkest times. We didn't want that hope to die.
So what happens now?
I don't know. One chapter has closed for you, Ezra Bridger. A new beginning.
There are whispers from Mustafar. Some people see the Empire as weak.
The Emperor has sent an alternative solution.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah. Okay.
That's nice.
Guys, that was Zach's reaction to the finale, and I haven't seen it since I reacted to the first time. And I really liked it. What'd you think?
It was very good. Of course, any of these run-ins with the big bads are always nice.
Yeah.
Good lightsaber duel.
Yeah, good lightsaber duel with pretty distinct fighting styles. And then, of course, we had kind of the main boss of the first season.
Mm.
You know, and we know now he's got like a much longer story. If you go back to the comics, you go back to Kenobi. But, you know, just because him and Vader teamed up at the end of Kenobi to fool, I can't remember,
I don't
Reva.
remember. Yeah.
Yeah, because she stabbed his ass, and then he made her head Inquisitor.
Mm-hmm.
It was all a fucking ploy. You know, him and the Inquisitor, the head Inquisitor, are never buddy-buddy. Obviously, he's still the boss, and he's afraid of him.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why he is that way is because, I mean, I don't know, there's a lot of, because I think I might know who he is, and I think you'll find out later. Actually, I think there's a scene that shows what his past life was. But, you know, he's capable because Vader put him through the trenches. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And it feels like the more Vader or whoever trains up these Inquisitors with fear and violence and trauma, the better they are as Inquisitors. Vader never tried to, he didn't Sith out that type of way.
No, he didn't really adopt his master's
No.
personality and methods.
Well, it was frustrating to Palpatine in the books that he never really, there's a couple times he tried to challenge him, but he never really showed ambition to rule the galaxy on his own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, he's pretty much crippled.
Yeah.
He's been reduced to...
He's been reduced, and he's just this angry force that doesn't he doesn't have an agenda. You know?
No, he's just a force of nature.
Yeah.
So
It kind of makes him cool, but it also, I get for the story, Palpatine, like, well, this guy can't be the next guy. Then Palpatine gets to the point where he just wants to live forever anyways.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to get... It kind of works out for him.
Yeah, so you think the whole time that was his entire quest, so he probably couldn't have been too worried about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's...
Because the cloning program had been going on for a while.
Yeah. And it's interesting that through Dooku and Sifo Dyas that they linked up with the cloners and had that, they started that relationship. That Palpatine was probably always thinking about that.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It may have been challenging from his philosophical perspective in terms of his belief system and what the Sith were.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Palpatine was going against that.
Yeah, he was, because I think he believed that he was the culmination of the Sith.
And also, but maybe not, because all the Sith, they don't necessarily just lay down their lives for their apprentice. And the idea is you train up someone who just wants to take your fucking life.
Yeah. And they don't, then you train someone else.
Yeah. So in reality, as long as he can go, he's going to go.
Yeah.
So Vader maybe just is playing the long game. And he knows that, because obviously we talked about, I know it's not canon anymore, but with Shadows of the Empire.
Yeah.
But they both have networks of spies against one another.
Yeah.
And they're both vying for a certain influence.
Yeah.
On the situation. And obviously Vader wanted Luke.
Mm-hmm.
And he mentioned overthrowing Palpatine. So there were points where he's contemplated it. And maybe his son coming back gave him the encouragement to see, like, this could work.
Yeah.
Like, we could take down Palpatine.
At that point, yeah, for sure.
So he just kind of doing his job, just clocking in every day, clocking out, and he just he's done it. He did his 9 to 5.
Anyways, when it comes to the actual episode, did you see Ahsoka's lightsabers?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a curved hilt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One of them is, right?
Yeah, one of them is slightly curved.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I was trying to throw you off. Just saying that we got this dude in the hood with the hoodie on. You know what I mean? But that's Fulcrum. I thought it was a nice surprise when I saw it the first time.
So Fulcrum was a Bail.
I mean, that's what I was trying to instill in you a little bit, but it kind of sounds like that.
I guess I just wasn't that taken with Fulcrum, so to me it was...
I know, it only really it mentions Fulcrum 2 or 3 times. And
yeah, it was cool to see Ahsoka.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, and the idea that now that, we watch Andor, we know there are things developing, and this particular Rebel cell was just disconnected from all that. Yeah, and there are still ones that are disconnected that we'll find out about.
And they're utilized for whatever reasons and means they can make use of them, but then until they've become like useful in the bigger picture. Yeah. And, sort of like how, Luthen had his own cell, essentially, but at the same time, he kind of sewed strings in between these individuals that brought the power structure together for the bigger rebel movement. Yeah. And Saul was just a loose cannon. Yeah. So. And Bail is the only one that's got connections to Obi-Wan and Ahsoka. That's true. Yeah. I also like the connotations of Ahsoka returning and Vader appearing. Yeah. Yeah. At the same time. That's interesting notes you have there. So I just I guess to you, there's a world now where Ahsoka is in this cartoon world and Vader is in this cartoon world. What would be Vader's thoughts on Ahsoka maybe being alive? Because you saw at the end of the finale for Clone Wars, which was poignant. Remember when Vader picked up Ahsoka's lightsaber and he's just looking at it, and he activates it, and he just deactivates it, and that's how the Clone Wars ends. Yes, on the planet where that ship crashed. Yeah, and all the graves are there. Because the clone trooper helmets are there. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So it's he knows she's out there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, but... I just had to wonder how he would react, because obviously with Obi-Wan, he has no misgivings about how he feels there. Yeah, one of the best scenes, that tragic scene. Obviously, at first he did on Mustafar, because that's why he was confused and all fucked up. Oh yeah, and Palpatine he wasn't directly says you weren't of one mind. Yeah, he wasn't the Vader we know then. I mean, the Vader that we know, honestly, I think it's more reinforced after that 10-year mark, after he confronts Kobe. Kobe. I'm sorry, Obi-Wan. Yeah. And then Palpatine's like, I'm wondering if your mind on this is clear, Lord Vader. Mm-hmm. And he says it's clear, and he just kind of lets him go. You know what I mean? At that point, it's just more business and less personal. Yeah. Because he was, his first 10 years, he was fucking so hunting down the Jedi, trying to find Kenobi. He was so driven by his anger.
not as much. He wasn't thinking as clearly.
Yeah.
As he does like in Rogue One and Empire and stuff like that. And that's when, like you said, when he finds out Luke's alive, that's when he starts thinking like a Sith.
Mm-hmm.
It just takes a while for him. And this is what Hayden said. This is what Hayden said. George said. Anakin's never truly gone. There's a little bit of him in there. It just takes the love of the son, which is really the love of the wife, to get him to turn.
Well, the thing is, Anakin started late for the Jedi. He started even way later for the Sith.
Yeah.
So Palpatine presumably was abducted as a young boy and raised by Plagueis. I know Maul was.
Yeah. No, that's not how.
So Sheev was older when he came into Plagueis's.
Yeah, Sheev was older, and like this. Funny enough, it doesn't. I don't. They in that book, which is so well written, they do a great job of not ever saying his first name. I think. I'm pretty sure he was the son of a very affluent family on Naboo.
Mm-hmm.
And then he kills his family, like he massacres his family and his sister, and then Plagueis. I can't remember all that stuff. I remember the stuff.
How old was he?
Like a teenager.
So he's a teenager by the time the Plagueis finds him.
Yeah, who already showed incredible potential and stuff like that.
Okay.
And he was very educated. He was kind of like this killer, like this person that seemed to live a normal life, but he was this fucking psycho.
Kind of cool to see them canonized, like even though I didn't really like the book so far, like Shadows of the Empire, because there'd be so much familiarity with the original trilogy in terms of the imagery. Yeah, you could introduce a new character that would be a powerful cast with Shizor.
Yeah.
And Dash Rendar, for that matter.
Oh, I forgot about him. Yeah, so, he's kind of like the Han. It's funny because he's such a big character. To me, what makes that book is Shizor.
You know what would be great is if they cast Kurt Russell or his son Wyatt Russell as Dash Rendar, because Kurt was originally reading for Han Solo.
That's a good idea.
Who would play Shizor, though? They could get Jason Isaacs play Shizor. Give him his moment that you took away in the Obi-Wan series. Because Disney fucked that up royally.
Yeah, that could work, yeah. Because I'm trying to think.
He's older now, though. I mean, Shizor, I don't know. I think he's supposed to be kind of a little more of a playboy.
He's supposed to be old.
They could use Austin Butler. I don't want the mistake that they made when they cast that other guy as Thrawn when he'd gained all that weight. I'm sorry.
Well, the guy who played his original voice.
I know, but that was a misstep. They should have put Jason Isaacs in there then and made him Thrawn. That would have been perfect.
He doesn't sound anything like him.
I don't care if he sounds like him, motherfucker. It's like they didn't even put him in there as the Grand Inquisitor, and that guy just looked terrible. I mean, he looked downright terrible.
He looked terrible. I wasn't that guy. It was the makeup choice they made.
Well, even how he conducted the role, he wasn't as menacing. Like I see him in the show,
yeah,
and I see him in Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
He's just not a very menacing guy. He's just like any other Imperial officer, except he looks different.
So, anyways, yeah, we're on season 2 now, and in my opinion, the show just gets better and better, and I think it ends well. So, done with season 1. I liked it. Good show, but to me, we're on to the good stuff. I mean, that's our talk for the finale, guys. If you want to help us out, click on that link below to take you to our Patreon.
There
also,
steps.
hit that thanks button, too. And if not, we'll see you next week on YouTube. Bye-bye.